Hey Libras, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the reading. Let's get into the messages and see what's going on with you guys. Let's see what's going on in the Libra energy. What do we need to know or be aware of at this time, please, Spirit? What are the messages? What do we need clarity and or confirmation of, please and thank you, Ashe. All right. I'm hearing double down. All right, double down on something. There's something that you have decided to do, somewhere you decided to go, a leap of faith that you decided to follow, or something. Okay, this could also be talking about like your intentions. This could be talking about I'm hearing like standing 10 toes down. So it's like double down on whatever it is that you're applying yourself to, whatever it is that you're saying, whatever it is that you're putting into action. Okay, there's a big energy of putting your actions into words, okay, and following through with something. All right, so yeah. All right. Yeah, Spirit is like wanting you to stand 10 toes down in something, Libra. I'm definitely getting like, let your no's mean no and your yeses mean yes. Okay, let your no's mean no and your yeses mean yes. And Spirit is saying that's final. All right, it's final. Whatever you're saying, it's final. You're like, no, this is how I feel, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm not doing, and that's what it is, period. And whoever don't like it can kick rocks. Okay, so you guys, you're gonna be celebrating something. You're getting, I'm seeing like abundance. Okay, I'm seeing, I mean, not like abundance, the card says abundance. Okay, I'm seeing abundance, gifts. Okay, it says celebration, abundance, and gifts. You're receiving something, and it's like very important for you to be able to stand firm on your words, stand firm in your boundaries at this time, because of, I'm getting because of truth and clarity. There's something about truth and clarity. Okay, but I'm getting abundance coming in. You're going to be able to celebrate something that you have been asking for, praying for, manifesting. You're receiving some type of abundance. It could come in the form or like through your gifts, through your talents, through new opportunities. Okay, opportunities that are put in place for you, opportunities that you create for yourself. All right. Okay. All right, Spirit, what else? Yeah, I'm definitely get ready to celebrate. Okay, get ready to celebrate, Libra. Sorry, I'm writing this down. Hold on. Somebody may be having car trouble. Hearing carburetor, starter, ignition, something like that. All right. Something about Levi. Somebody's name is Levi. All right. What else? What are the messages for Libra Spirit? All right, Libra, it's time to step out of your comfort zone. It's time to step out of your comfort zone, and you don't feel guilty for doing so, okay? What I was just talking about, let your, stand firm, letting your yeses mean yes and your no's mean no. So we're saying don't feel guilty about that. If you have to tell somebody no, then let it be a no and stand firm on that. I just saw 444 on the timer, okay? The time is now. The time is yours. Ashe? Go ahead and put that in the comments for me if you are resonating with this message. If you are believing the time is now and the time is yours, put it in the comments. The time is now and mine. Okay, real simple. Now and mine. Okay, put it in the comments. Now and mine. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, so yeah, Spirit is wanting you to get out of your comfort zone. And listen, this is the time to where if you aren't stepping out of your comfort zone willingly, then spirit is gonna push you out of that comfort zone, because it seems like right now you are clinging to something that that is not there. For some of you, if it's a relationship, you're clinging to something that's not there, that's no longer there, that's no longer serving you. Okay, it could be your jobs, it could be friends, it could be family, it could be a mindset. You know what I'm saying? But there's something, you're very comfortable where you are right now. And true enough, you may be doing better than you were doing, last month, 2 months ago, last year, whatever. You may be doing better than then, but you're still not where you want to be. And you're definitely not where spirit sees that you can be, okay, where you have the potential to go. So spirit is pushing you out of that comfort zone, because it's like you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not gonna really take any more leaps, or you're like second guessing yourself when it comes to putting something into action or taking leaps of faith and things like that. Spirit is saying, don't do that. You got to step out of that comfort zone. In order for you to receive this abundance, in order for you to be able, to celebrate whatever it is that you're going to be celebrating, okay, you're going to have to step out of that comfort zone, okay? I'm getting, it's an unnatural feeling. Something feels unnatural to you, like it feels uncomfortable to you. But that is the thing that you need to be stepping into. That is the direction that you need to be taking, the path that you need to be following, because that is the thing that is going to bring in this abundance for you, okay? An abundance of finances, an abundance of joy, an abundance of happiness, whatever. That's what you have to get out of your comfort zone first, okay? And you cannot feel guilty about and allow people to sabotage you, okay? If you don't want to do something and it goes against whatever it is that you believe, if it just doesn't feel right to you, you have the right to say no. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to go along with that. No, I don't believe in that. No, I don't want that. Don't sabotage yourself, and don't allow somebody else to sabotage you just because you are trying to people please. All right, Libra? Ashe. All right, what else, Spirit? Yo, tell me what I said. Tell me what I said at the beginning of the reading. Did I not say something about truth and clarity? Third eye, clarity at the bottom of the deck. Epiphany, celebration, a breakthrough. Listen, look at that. You got celebration here, and doesn't this look like a celebration here? A breakthrough. You're seeing something clearly, or you're going to be seeing something clearly here, okay? Either it's already come or it's coming. You have to get out of your own way, out of your mindset, and step out of that comfort zone, okay? You're going to be seeing something clearly. Spirit is going to show you something. You're going to get confirmation and messages from the universe, okay? Remember, the uncomfortable thing is probably the thing that you need to be doing right now, okay? The thing that scares you the most is probably the thing that you need to be doing right now. That's the leap of faith that you need to be taking, all right? Because you have a breakthrough coming through. I'm getting like there's an awakening happening, okay? There's a, you're gonna, yeah, there's a breakthrough. It's like you're not seeing with your two eyes anymore, your two natural eyes anymore. You're seeing with your third eye, and you're getting clarity, and you're having breakthroughs and epiphanies, okay? That's the very thing of going through a spiritual awakening, okay? So I definitely feel like whoever is connecting with this message today, you're going through something. You're going through an awakening. And yes, it feels uncomfortable. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's overwhelming, okay? But this is all a setup for your breakthrough, okay? I'm seeing Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, all right? Earth energy. You can have Earth placements in your chart. Child, I can't make it up. Look at that. Awakening. A lot of you, maybe, if you're, okay, I'm not gonna say a lot of you, but if you're connecting with this message, you could be someone who is in separation from your twin flame. If you have been feeling, and this is specifically in this moment, I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about romantic relationships right now in this part of the reading. If you have been longing for something, like your relationships, they are just not going well, things, it's like you want to give up, and you know that there's something missing. It's like, no, I know that I have my person out there, I know that I have that, okay? And you're missing something that you have never even had. And I know they say you can't miss something you never had or whatever, all right? But you've had it before, you just haven't had it in this lifetime, okay? And I feel like you're longing for that other half of you, okay? It's Spirit is saying that it's coming in divine timing. So, oh my gosh, I'm hearing a mass awakening. All right, so we're going through a mass awakening right now, and you guys are in the energy to attract your person. There's some fire energy here too. There's Leo, Sagittarius, but you guys are in the energy definitely to attract your person, okay? But Spirit is saying that it's coming in divine timing. But first, we want you to focus on this over here. We want you to focus on the uncomfortability. We want you to focus on moving forward. We want you to focus on the yourself, the awakening, the forgiving yourself, the breakthroughs, the clarity. We want you to focus on that. All of that you're feeling is going to happen in divine timing, because once you have, gone through this breakthrough, then you have the clarity, and your third eye is open, and you start to remember, you start to awaken. Then your person, it's gonna find you, okay? So that's why you have divine timing out here. Trust in divine timing. It's gonna find you, okay? What's meant for you is never gonna pass you by. Let's see what you don't see coming. All right, so what you don't see coming is somebody from your past, okay? Something from the past, somebody from your past. A lot of, okay, so there's, the energy that I'm getting is more like a remembrance. Like you could be in an energy to where you're thinking about the past, okay? You're thinking about the times, there's something about needing to forgiving yourself, okay? Now, for a small number of you, a small portion of you, I'm getting like 15%. I don't know, 15% of these the viewers, I guess. But for a small portion of you, I'm getting like somebody from the past, somebody that's at a distance from you, that's separated from you, is thinking about you, reminiscing, and wanting to reconcile here, wanting to issue an apology here. Are they gonna do it? I don't know, but it's on their mind. Now, if we're talking about more spiritual, more 4D energy, then we're talking about forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for, the things that you've done in the past, the people that you were with in the past. For instance, you know what I'm saying? You were always with the wrong people, choosing the wrong people. This is how you feel, right? And it's like you forgiving yourself for that. Knowing that you need to distance, you're distancing your energy spiritually. There's a, I'm trying to put it into the right words. How do I say this? You can, in the 3D here on the earth, we can physically distance ourselves from people. You can move away, you can block somebody, whatever the case may be, you break up, all that stuff. That's physically moving away from a person. In the spiritual sense, it's like cutting a cord. Like when they say cut the cord, cut the ether cords. I do feel like somebody may be doing some energy work, okay? So maybe you're somebody who's doing some energy work, cutting those cords you know, and releasing with love. Okay, I feel like that's gonna be what it is. I definitely, I feel like somebody is doing some spiritual work here. But whether we're talking about spiritual or whether we're talking about physical, there is someone spying and watching on you, keeping an eye on you. Somebody at a distance, somebody that you're closed off from, somebody that's not around you, somebody that's not in your energy currently, that's not physically in your energy. All right, they try to keep a watch on you. Okay, Libra. All right, Spirit. What's your advice for Libra? What's your closing messages and or advice for Libra? Okay. What's your closing messages and advice for Libra? Ooh. Card on the floor. Hold on a second. You have transformation. Transformation. I'm going to put that back because it fell on the floor. It's kind of like you're avoiding something, though. I definitely feel like, because you have avoidance out here, okay? And then that transformation card that just fell out. I feel like Spirit is definitely saying, allow the transformation to happen. Don't stop trying to avoid. The same thing that we were saying at the beginning. Just kind of reiterating that stepping out of your comfort zone, okay? Getting out of your South Node and moving more into your North Node. If you have your birth chart and you know your North Node, I would suggest checking out readings for your North Node, okay, if you're resonating with this message. Someone has a spirit around them. A family member. Could possibly be a child that, you know, has passed on. Or some other family member. I feel like they are young, or they were young when they passed. And for some, if it's not that, it's somebody that you were committed to, like, you know, like a spouse, a lover, you know, a boyfriend, girl. It could be a boyfriend, anything, but somebody that you were very close to, a family member. And that could be what is causing that separation feeling, that feeling of longing. Sorry. I definitely feel like for someone it's a child, okay? And I feel like whoever it is on the other side, though, if they're not a child, then they're young. But they are trying to give you help and guidance, and you're like ignoring the messages, and they're like, no. Oh my gosh, I just split the deck, y'all. I can't make it up. Look at that. I said ignoring the messages, and you literally have Mercury here. Messages, travel, communication. Yes. So you definitely have, and I said North Node. Wow. You definitely have someone on the other side that is trying to communicate with you. Libra. Balance, justice, scales. Okay, so yeah. It's just a matter of like trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, letting go of that fear mentality and getting out of your head, okay? Spirit wants me an oracle message. Let's see. All right. Let's get a sacred light oracle to wrap this up. Wow, right on the bottom of the deck. Should I take this one? All right, I'm actually going to take this one because it literally says language of light, rediscovery, humble wanderer, communication. Okay. Let's get one more. All right, what's the final message? you. I don't know what that is, but we're going to look at it after we look at this. So the number 18 could be significant. Somebody could be 18. January the 8th could be significant. All right. I'm hearing flight attendant. All right. So somebody could be a flight attendant. Somebody may be taking a flight. All right. Traveling. They're also giving me, I know, you know how they say the spirits travel through light, like the orbs, the light orbs and things like that. It's giving travel in that sense, like the spirits traveling to you, okay? Or, you know, through this world, through this dimension. All right, so let's see what this card says. You may have water placements in your chart. It's Pisces or Scorpio. All right, I'm going to try to go through this quickly because it's kind of long. It says, Galactic Guides, the Seven Sisters request you immerse yourself in higher frequencies that can uplift your soul and spirit to improve your vitality. Rediscover the old and ancient, reduce waste, and upcycle to help the environment. This simplicity will make room for new energy, bringing more joy to your life. The communication of light language through your celestial channel will encourage you to try new things, including interest in traveling to foreign lands and learning new languages that support your personal and spiritual growth. Just as with learning a new language, try not to get lost in spirit translation. So some of you could be like feeling very overwhelmed, and I understand this. Angel numbers and spirit is saying not to get too lost in those, not to get too, see, I just saw 2222 on the timer, but not to get too lost in those. Like where, you know, you see them all the time. You see them on the microwave, on the license plates. You see them on your receipts. You see them everywhere, and you're like, what are you trying to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Spirit is like, don't get too caught up in that. Don't get lost in the celestial language. You know what I'm saying? Don't get overwhelmed by it. Take the meaning at that time, in that moment, and then move forward. Okay? If you've asked for confirmation, that's your confirmation. You don't have to drive yourself crazy. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? If you want to know specifically what it means for you in that specific moment, then that is the time to look that up, okay? But most of the time when you see the angel numbers, it's confirmation for you, okay? That you're on the right path, that your guides and your ancestors and your spirit team are there with you, okay? And that they heard you and that they are working with you and willing to work with you, okay? 2323 on the timer. All right, the affirmation for this card is, I hear the language of light clearly. I speak with renewed spirit. Ashe. All right, let's see what this is. You have violet fire. So you could be 35. March the 5th could be significant. It says transmutation, detoxification, psychic visions, and constant distractions. This is definitely giving the energy. Somebody's name could be Diamond. This is definitely giving the energy of when I was saying what I was saying about holding back, about being in your comfort zone, about yeah. It's given like a shakeup, you know what I'm saying? Like when I said if you don't move, then spirit will move you. Okay, it's giving like that type of energy. But let's see what the card has to say. All right. You said, I'm trying to see where I'm gonna read it, start from, because it's kind of long, but let's see. The 7th Ray Master, Saint Germain, can easily transmute anxiety and remove and clear negative energy frequencies that are stopping you from listening and hearing your senses accurately in your heart and mind. The violet ray vibration creates freedom and general transmutation. Calling in the flame of violet fire of Saint Germain can create a path for miracles and awaken hidden abilities that are dormant within you. If you choose to recalibrate with the violet fire of ascension, you will become more attuned to your senses, interpreting the world around you in a clear and accurate way that is free from outside influence. Ascension Master Saint Germain arrives to assist in the clearing and detoxification process. He suggests that you remove external and introduce stimuli. Self-indulgence will only distance you from understanding what you currently need, placing a fog over your inner vision. Constant distractions deter clear inner vision. And the affirmation for this card is I am the violet fire. My psychic vision is clear. Ashe. Put a fire emoji in the comments for me if you received that message, if you've made it here to the end of the message. And I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, information is in the description box below. If you'd like to make a donation, you can use that same Cash App that's in the description box below. And go and just for free, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video. It costs nothing and it helps the channel grow, and it also helps me to get more messages out to you and those who need it. Okay, so I will see y'all in the next reading. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.